Everybody, welcome to Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie Part 2. My name is Susan LaCroix, and along with my daughter Julie Davison, we started this video series a few years ago, and we're just absolutely having a ball with it. So, unfortunately, we were not able to film together this week. It's just been crazy. Out of town company and family stuff going on. So anyway, we're together, but hopefully we can watch each other's live comment. So I have no idea what she's doing. She has no idea what I'm doing. So why don't we go ahead and get started? I'm going to switch to my desktop right now and show you the mini catalog. Ta-da! Because this week the mini catalog goes live. It is the September through December 2025 catalog. Ooh, right? All right. So this is just chock full of wonderful stuff for the holidays and stuff that can be used clearly for other occasions as well. So we are actually, since fall is coming up, we are going to show you some fall stuff. So we are using this week, should have had this marked and I didn't. It's the Autumn Toile Suite. And this is what we call a mega suite, or at least I call it a mega suite because starting on page 40 and 41, it has two bundles. So it has Amber Autumn, so stamp set and dies, and Autumn Tree stamp set and dies. It has some designer series paper, some trim, some embellishments, and this earthen toned metallic paper. So I went to pull all my supplies out to do this. I don't have that. And I ordered the whole suite. So I have to get a hold of Stampin' Up and they'll send me out some. But so darn it, I don't have that to share with you and show you. But I have everything else. All right. So there's all kinds of pretty samples. I love this sample and I really wanted to make one up to show you. But like I said, I don't have that. But there's all kinds of there's a one sheet wonder they show you how to cut and some other samples and some packaging ideas and just a lot of ideas. All right, let's just go ahead and start looking at this. So the stamp set I am going to use, or the bundle, is Amber Autumn. So we decided to split it up. She's doing one bundle, I'm doing another. So I'm using Amber Autumn, and it is a set of 7 cling stamp sets. This is probably one of the last clings there is going to be. It has 2 images with acorns and oak tree leaves and some pumpkins and gourds. Blessed to have you in my life. Autumn wishes. Grateful for you. Thanks. And you're simply the best. This coordinates with the Amber Autumn dies. So we've got this big die that cuts out all these leaves. This cuts out the acorns and oak leaves. This cuts out the pumpkins. We have a couple of additional dies to coordinate with it. So that's what I'm using. Julie is using Autumn Trees, and this is another cling stamp set of 7. So it's got this beautiful big tree, and it's got some rocks, and I'm not sure, I guess, detail. Maybe this is leaves at the bottom of this tree. I'm not sure. We have a deer and some more rocks and some grass. And then this has a set of 9 dies. So it's got the big tree that cuts out the outline and the detail. And we have just all kinds, the deer and a family of deer, the rocks. So I haven't played with this yet because, like I said, I just got it. All right. So designer series paper. Let's look at these images. So this is different for Stampin' Up. It's got 4 sheets. It's got more sheets than they're 12 by 12. So I've cut it down. So this has some foxes and trees in it. And of course I had to just pop into my brain, what does a fox say? The back side is some stripes. The colors are early espresso, gray granite, Cajun craze, mossy meadow, and pecan pie. I love this one right here, and I'm going to be using this on my project today. So it's just some fields of pumpkins and some fencing and some corn growing. The back of this is a gray granite pattern. This one, very masculine looking Mossy Meadow background with a pheasant. I think they're pheasants. Trees, just some grass. The back side of this are these early espresso gray granite design on leaves. And here's another pretty paper, and this is the tree image with some deer and a little pond. And this is pecan pie early espresso on very vanilla. And then an early espresso checked. So those are the designer series papers. It also has this trim, and this is called irregular weave trim. And it's kind of stiff, but I do have a project, or I'm using it on my project. And then these are really pretty. These are streaked dots. And so it's got different shades of brown. I suppose like a dark pecan pie, maybe some early espressos. It almost looks like copper. So these are the embellishments that go with the suite. All right, I have one sample to share with you because I just didn't have time to make more. So I took some of the B-side papers, cut them into strips and backed them on early espresso. Die cut out from a spot of nature, the circle die, and then the oak leaves and acorns. I didn't color them in. And then I used some, and that's on gray granite. And I took some of the gray granite linen thread. Autumn Wishes is the end of that. And I grabbed some of the embellishments to put on it. So a simple card, but very masculine looking. So I don't know. I'm kind of conflicted about this. I like it, but then again, it's like, okay. But I've got more color in my project. So I'm going to bring out all my stuff here to show you what we're doing. And I don't have the measurements on here yet. I will have them on for the in the description of this. All right, so I just took a regular 4¼ by 8½ scored at 5½. And then I cut an inch off. And so it's going to be positioned this way. I took some of the designer series paper. And again, I'll have the measurements here. And I cut it off a little bit because I wanted to kind of capture the design, but I wanted it split, if that makes sense. So that's going to go on here. Well, you know what? Let's just go ahead and put it on here. It's hard to think about fall and winter coming in when it's the last day of August. Okay. This along the bottom. So what are y'all doing for Labor Day tomorrow? This is just the inch that I cut off. I don't need that. I die cut out a pecan pie circle that's going to come down here. And I'm going to have an image on here. And then this is for the greeting. And this is 1 inch by, I want to say 3 inches. All right. So my inside piece is going to kind of come over here. And it's the same size as the designer series paper. And I am going to stamp blessed to have you in my life. My outside greeting is going to be Autumn Wishes. And I'm going to stamp those in Cajun Craze. All right. You know what? So I can tell you right now that this is 5¼ by, I'm going to say 3 inches. All right. So blessed to have you in my life. Let me straighten out my cardstock. And then this guy, Autumn Wishes. Oh, this is kind of. Didn't like that piece of Very vanilla. It's got some little dings in there. Okay, so we're gonna set this aside. We're gonna go ahead and close this up. And grab my grab my I have Cajun craze on my all right. There we go. Now, the next thing we're gonna do is stamp the pumpkins and gourds in Memento. Well, I've already got one done, so I'm just gonna go ahead and leave that. And I'm just gonna kind of start to color it a little bit. I used dark Daffodil Delight for the corn. This is probably going to be a very quick video. So what I did with this pumpkin is I took the dark Cajun craze well, what I did here is I colored this whole thing in dark. And then I went over the other one in light Cajun craze just to because pumpkins are different colors. As a matter of fact, I was surprised at the number of colors of pumpkins that I saw at a farmer's market. I knew there were white ones, but there's blue ones and bright yellow and just all kinds. I wonder if they taste differently. If you make a pie out of a blue pumpkin, I wonder if the meat tastes any different than it does on a regular pumpkin, color pumpkin. Does anybody know? Has anybody tried making pies or muffins or bread out of a different color pumpkin? Okay, so you get the idea. So I kind of did this whole little scene and then I die cut it out. I had to find where I put it. So there we go. So the gourd, I added some yellow because a lot of the gourds have yellow. Took some pecan pie along the leaves and the vines. Dark mossy meadow for these leaves and the light for the gourd. And then that is going to be put on my circle here. We don't need this anymore. And I'm going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals to put this guy onto my pecan pie circle. I was smart, I would have had these dimensionals on already, right? All right, so we're going to put this on here. And then I'm going to have this kind of come down here because this is a big image. Okay, so I'm not going to put any adhesive down here. So I'm going to bring my seal and just kind of do a couple strips along the top there. Okay, it's coming together. So what I'm going to do is take a little piece of this irregular weave. You have to do some trimming there. And this along here. There we go. And let me just do a little trim here. And then take off the back of this. And this is going to kind of get tucked under here. So that this image kind of comes over there a little bit. And see, my weave should come up a little bit more. I'll show you on my sample, and I'll give my sample to Julie. All right, so this is the project. So the only thing we have left to do is put some embellishments on here. And so I'm going to take a big one and put it down here. And we'll take another big guy and over here. Maybe up here. We'll take a smaller one and we'll stick it up here on our autumn wishes. So that is our project for this week. So here's my sample, which I think I like better. I left more irregular weave up there. So I'm going to, I think, change that. And I'll give this one to Julie. So there it is. So let me go back to my desktop. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I hope you were able to see all that. I felt like I didn't have my producer here to keep me to keep me in check. All right. So let me flip back to my desktop. Here I am. And here is our card. One more look at it. I really like how this came out. I really do. And I'm so disappointed that I didn't get the foil paper that goes with this, because wouldn't this have been pretty on that a foil circle? I'll have to make another one with it. Well, okay, that completes our project for this month. We're just getting started in the mini catalog. It starts on, I want to say, Tuesday or Wednesday. Where is it? Let me find it, and I can tell you for sure. It starts September 3rd. So that will be for second, third Wednesday. Just in time for my hostess club. All right, everybody. Well, I hope you have a wonderful Labor Day holiday tomorrow. Be safe as always with holidays, and enjoy the last few days of warmer weather. We usually have an Indian summer towards the end of September. And yeah, I think that's it for now, right? All right, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. And this is a short video. I apologize for that, but it's time to move on and do some cooking for tomorrow. All right, everybody, until next Sunday, Stamping with Susan and Julie, have a great week. Bye.